This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome to your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is August 24th, 2020. This is show number 103. Well, Nick, it's a typical Monday. Everything is up.
Yeah, typical Monday in the month of August, up on light volume, and that's been the theme lately. So we've seen this story before. Generally, when we have a pretty good start to the week, we really do a lot of backing and filling for the rest of the week. So traders and investors should note that the rally that began on March 23rd, though, is now 5 months long today. So, that's a little bit long in the tooth. And we are coming into the month of September shortly, and that's always a month where you have to be a little bit on guard. But, we have to just give a little kudos to the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, both making new all-time highs. Meanwhile, the Russell 2000 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average are holding up well, but they're not making new all-time highs. And I'm not sure they're going to. But either way, markets are hanging in there pretty well today. So good little rally to start. We'll see where we finish. It's never where we open. It's really more important where we close.
Yeah, yep. As you always say. And hey, gold, I don't know if you were watching it last night in the overnight markets. Gold and silver were getting slammed. They were down. Now gold was up. Now it's down again. Down $5. A whole lot of manipulating going on down there, huh?
Well, you got a lot of shaking of the tree right now. It's up and down and all around. But, again, we just came off of a parabolic move. It has to work that off. I still am in the camp with getting this, what we call a zigzag down or an ABC structure down. And then it'll be time to look at gold again. Right now, it's still in that corrective state after having that giant surge. So, this is actually healthy. Gold futures at the moment down $2. I'm not going to make much out of that, but it's doing what it's supposed to do, and you're going to get a lot more, choppiness. One day up, one day down. Overnight could be crazy. That's just what you're in for at this stage of the game.
Yeah. When did gold make its new high? 2080, I think it was, 69, something like that.
The futures high was at 2089, and that occurred on the 7th of August. So just think about that. We've gone from, if you just were to look at the March low, that was around 1450, and you went, almost to 2100. So, I mean, to get a little backing and filling, nice little ABC down move, that would be very, very healthy for the overall structure of gold going forward in the bigger picture.
Well, so you could make the argument that it has been consolidating since that new high on August 7th, right?
That's right. And, even though when you get this ABC pattern down, it's a daily chart pattern. So if you look at, say, a weekly or monthly chart, really it hasn't done very much. It's just stalled out, from what we call a parabolic position, meaning you've gone vertical on the chart. So, there's really nothing terrible here. It's just going to be, a little bit more reserved for a short amount of time. And then I think, when you get into, a certain level, then you start to look at gold and say, hey, this is where the institutions broke this thing out. This is where I want to get back in. But, you just got to be patient here. And that's the one thing a lot of people lack in this business is patience.
Yeah, that's for sure. So be patient is the byword. So what sectors are in particular are performing well today, Nick?
Well, today we have technology, obviously, very strong, but we have the Dow as the leading sector today. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average, believe it or not, is up 1%. The NASDAQ is in second. Well, not second. I'll say the NASDAQ is tied for third right now, up about 0.6%. So the Dow is leading today. Got stocks like 3M. You have Honeywell, John Deere up $6 today. That's farm equipment. Caterpillar up $3 today. So good action there. So I like what we're seeing there. I'd like to see some other areas besides technology take leadership. But one thing I want to point out today, it looks like Tesla may have put in a potential top today. Stock gapped up big today, and that's rolled over. So it gapped up and opened the day at around $2,129. It's now trading at $19.95 and went as low as, I believe, $19.27 today. So it's been a wild one in Tesla. But the stock is overbought on every metric. And, I would tell people to avoid the name as it goes into its split. I believe it's going to split at the end of the month, 7-for-1, I believe it is. But either way, I don't know if it'll decline all that much ahead of the split, but it's definitely on a roller coaster ride today. And it's got the typical gap and crap pattern that usually is an indicator of stock that's just gone too far.
Hey, and I'd like to point out on our gold to Tesla ratio, it's right at 1-to-1 right now.
There you go. Excellent.
So, and I won't bother figuring it out for silver, but it's, I guess it's close to whatever the ratio is, the gold to silver ratio. Probably Tesla's right around there. Well, what can you say about Tesla and Apple too, right? Apple's kind of been performing the same way, parabolic upward moves.
Yeah, Apple did the same thing today, actually. It gapped up this morning. It traded as high as $5.15 a share, now trading at $5.01. So it's rolling over as well. And their split is going to be at the end of the month as well. So they're going to split 4-for-1. I don't think the stock get craters ahead of the split, but I would be careful with both names up here at these levels. They have gone parabolic, and all parabolic moves always come back in eventually.
Yeah, eventually, but these parabolic moves, when you look at Amazon, if you look at the yearly charts for them, they've all gone parabolic here, all of these tech stocks.
They really have. But if you look at a chart of Amazon, and it's still overbought on the larger time frames, but it really put in its top July 13th, and it's been going sideways ever since. Now, be it's at the high end of the range, but that hasn't gone anywhere. And I'd be careful with all these tech names at this stage of the game. I've been seeing distribution signs everywhere I look, although they go down for 3 days and then Nasdaq makes a new high. But one thing I'll tell everybody right now that you have to be careful is one of the leading tech industry groups is the cloud software names, and a lot of them now have made lower highs on the chart. And I'm talking about the market leaders. And when you see that, you got to be a bit concerned. And I'll give you a good example. Shopify. This is a stock that went parabolic. It soared and roared. It's had a great move. Put its high in late July. And now you got a little bit of a lower high on the chart. And there are many, many others. You could take a look at MongoDB. The ticker symbol is MDB. Just another leading cloud names with lower highs. When I see lower highs on charts, I really know that industry group is getting very, very tired, and you got to be really, really careful here. So, what we want to see for a rally to continue is what I've been talking about for a while, is money going into other industry groups, leaving one industry group like, say, technology, and maybe going into financials, or maybe going into industrials, or going into something else. You want to see a broadening out of the market. And every time we start to see that, the market goes right back into tech, and it leaves those other area groups. So, we got to be careful here going into September.
Yeah, well, September and October are always often deadly months, right?
They are. Cyclically, those are the 2 months you have to be on your toes. And this year, with an election coming up, and this is probably one of the craziest elections we'll ever witness in our lifetime, I think you got to be exceptionally cautious.
Yeah, caution should be the byword, and for good reason. I mean, when crashes are going to happen, yeah, we had the March crash this year, February crash, but generally, September and October are the prime months for crashes, right?
Yes, always September and October. Historically, you have to be very, very careful. Gann would say we got a lot of vibration going on in September and October, and that's by far one of the most honest statements that you're ever going to hear. So you want to be on your toes. Right now, we have light volume out here. Markets seem to be holding up okay. It's getting people very, very complacent. But when I see the crowd starting to get complacent, my antennas go up, and I'm on guard watching for clues.
All right. Well, I think we'll leave it at that. Make sure you take a look at inthemoneystocks.com, Nick's site, where you find his trading record and a lot of other useful info. The Twitter feeds are at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Questions, comments, email us, kl@kerrylutz.com. Let us know, do you think that gold and silver going higher now, or they're going to have a consolidation and go up higher still in a few months? Love to hear your views, kl@kerrylutz.com. And Nick, we will pick up tomorrow.
Sounds great, Kerry.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.